There you go.
Okay. Welcome, Agnes, for this wonderful collaboration. I'm so happy and grateful that you are here in my channel and your channel. And I wanted really to thank you so much for all help and inspiration that you gave to me in the past. And I really loved to have this opportunity with you to just exchange our opinions about manifesting, but also about how we create our own realities, the importance of self-love. And I wanted to share this moment with all of our viewers and people that can just be with us in this moment. So thank you so much for being here.
Oh, my pleasure, Alessandro. Thank you for inviting me. And yeah, it's, I mean, our roots are both from the same country. We both have Italian surnames, so we're doing our bit for Italy today.
Absolutely. Yeah. Italy is always within us, and especially here in New York, where I live.
Yeah.
A lot of Italians.
A lot of Italians in New York, that's for sure.
Absolutely, absolutely. The reason why I am attached about my own old habits, like always drinking a little tiny cup of espresso in the afternoon or in the morning. Yeah, adapted myself with a little bit with American coffee that I also love so much. And I always bring my Italian lifestyle everywhere I go, also because I love to cook, for example.
Yes.
And always to find similarities, even though I live in New York. And I think also that traveling for you is to bring your own tradition all over.
Definitely, definitely. I think that's part of self-love, which we're going to talk about today. But
absolutely,
cooking good food and healthy food and food from, Italy has got such fantastic food, European food. It's just part of.
This is the best.
How we grow up, yeah.
No, but if you make a simple pasta or if you cook a simple Italian traditional dish like seafood, and a lot of people cook in general. In fact, I cooked for 12 people every time for Christmas, and that's the joy to be together with others, and was just fun.
Yes, yeah, that's a real human connection through food is a wonderful thing, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Like also traveling is another one that exploring places is something that I love so much. And you also inspired me to manifest the kind of life that I wanted, to be free from the traditional work in hospital as a psychotherapist. And thank you, now I can serve many people are possible and share value. So thank you so much that inspired me.
Oh, that's lovely. Yeah, I mean, travel is such a wonderful, that's something that you want to have in your life and you want to manifest that or attract that, it is such a wonderful thing to practice creating if you can, and with a lot of jobs these days, like with you and I, we work remotely, we work from wherever we are. As long as we have a laptop and Wi-Fi and some headphones, then you can basically work from wherever. And that 10 years ago, that probably wasn't as common as it is today. So we really are at the right place at the right time.
Absolutely, I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, but oftentimes the limitations about goals is only about in our thoughts, no? And also because I'm a firm believer that our thoughts create our own reality. And oftentimes when we don't manifest what we really want is because we have blocks, like limiting beliefs and thoughts that are only contrary on what we want, no?
Yeah.
And the most important thing that I always tell people, for example, are three things, no? Like be confident about yourself, find the good in other people, and always try to think positive.
Mm.
And also something that I introduced in my life in the last few years was meditation.
Yes.
Yeah, I was just kind of a person that years ago, yeah, I would love to learn how to meditate. And
Yeah.
that always was something hard, but was just kind of perception that I created for myself. No?
Mm.
And thanks to you, I developed this skill, and also following several videos that you made,
Yeah.
self-love, about the whispering technique that
Yeah.
I love so much, and also living in the end
Yes.
that I love so much, and also I love the other your channel that you have about meditation, and your channel that you share all this wisdom. So thank you so much for what you do.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm glad that you get some benefit out of it. It's wonderful.
Absolutely. The most important thing is to understand why we
Yes.
do what we do, no? Because meditation is a wonderful skill that can help you to implement every area of your life, because you deeply learn how to listen yourself, how to know yourself and knowledge who you are, no?
Yeah.
And even though many people try to manifest the specific person, or they try to manifest the ideal job, or other things, material things,
Yeah.
the important thing that is so important, and I think that many people need to understand, is that we already have everything within us, no? What we desire. Our desires are already created in our internal world, no?
Yes.
And that's just fascinating, that as soon as you feel that you already have what you wish, what you want, it's just magical how is it then reflected in your external world.
Mm. Yeah, it's already created. You're selecting
Yeah,
a desired preference, really.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I loved also your story about how you got your breakthrough about relationships, no?
Yes.
I went through a similar experience, no, because I repeated the same mistakes over and over, the same situation in
Yeah.
every relationship that I had in the past. And when I realized that it was just something that was connected to my old programming in my subconscious mind, because I was just thinking negative about myself. I was not giving myself the love that I needed. And I really loved your story about the breakthrough that you had about yourself, and just realizing that now it's time to change, and you
Yeah.
invested your time just deeply through repetition, affirmations, and you changed your life, and it's just amazing.
Mm. I always think, Alessandro, you know, you've studied different things, and I studied the coaching for a while, but the knowledge I think is important, but I think it's when you share your experience that's where people really relate to you. They don't relate to the knowledge you've learned so much. Some people like the science, or they like the theory, or they like the systems of how things work. But I do see where people really connect is when you share your story from the heart, from experience, because it means you're on an equal footing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, people love a story of, this is where I was struggling, this is what I did, this is how long I did it, and this is the result I got. People love that kind of very simple format.
Absolutely, I completely agree with you. In fact, oftentimes I love to just share experiences and giving examples that they
Yes.
can relate easily, because oftentimes if you use difficult terms or difficult way of explaining concepts, etc., become just kind of not easy to understand. And I really loved to simplify all processes now about also, even though I try to explain how we create reality, I try to be very, very easy in the way that I explain everything, because oftentimes we are, especially in our society, we have everything that we need, all information, and the most important thing always is to filter what we perceive. In fact, I decided also not to watch a lot of TV, because I didn't want to filter a lot of negative stuff, because also in our subconscious mind we absorb also things that we are not aware now. And oftentimes we need time to be introspective with ourselves in order to really understand what are our blocks, our beliefs, etc. And there's something amazing in the
yeah, it is. And I mean, you mentioned Joseph Murphy before. He wrote that wonderful book about the subconscious mind, and it's just all these different authors, they share different ways of thinking about that, different ways of looking at it, applying it. And I think, you know, you mentioned Florence Scovel Shinn, you mentioned Neville Goddard, and they all came, you know, they're all gone now. They're all dead. And but the wisdom that they shared and the stories, because a lot of those books, Florence, Joseph, and Neville all shared very specific stories from everyday people.
Absolutely.
And
be so grateful about the wisdom that they shared. In fact, always I think if I knew all these since I was a little boy, no? If I, instead of learning all these beautiful things at school, I was learning Neville Goddard, all this stuff, no? And there is an Italian proverb that I always say to myself is always, no matter which age, which time you learn all this new knowledge, but the most important that you embrace this knowledge, be always grateful now about all this wisdom, because thanks to them and other authors, really we can absorb all this knowledge. But the most important is not only to absorb this knowledge, but to find the right way, because every one of us is different, no? And the right way to apply this knowledge without being obsessed about them.
Yeah.
There is a lot of, you know, I love this book of Joseph Murphy, The Power of the Subconscious Mind. There is a lot of wisdom. And when you start studying all this new knowledge, you want to know more and more, no? And just kind of, okay, now I have to stick and with it, and I have to be perfect.
Yes.
And many people are exhausted just by trying to manifest the specific person, or trying to, and then they start questioning why it's not working, etc. It's because the knowledge is useful if you allow to yourself to change, because we really become what we think. It means that we need to start working within ourselves first, then we project outside, no?
Yeah.
And also about the power of the subconscious mind, there is so much wisdom, and really I advise everyone to read the book, because really can help you to give you some good stuff that you can start about manifesting.
Yes. And also the other one, The Cosmic Power Within You, from Joseph Murphy. That was a really good one too, from him.
Absolutely. No, I love his book. But today we are also lucky that a lot of these books are available on YouTube.
Yes. You can just listen, yeah, for free.
Yeah, then because I'm always starving for new books, I always order new books all over, and a lot of knowledge, and really sometimes I get confused. Okay, what I read today and what I don't, and really I have to stop myself to say, okay, now it's time that I think about something else now.
Yes. I know, when you're interested in it, you can do it all the time. It's like this unquenchable thirst of what's the next one, what's the next one, what's the next one. Yeah.
But also about Neville. Neville, I started to buy at your command.
Yes.
The Feelings of the Secret, and others. And then I bought all collection, and then I started reading. And one of the many concepts that I love is everyone is you pushed out. No?
Yeah.
Concept how everyone is the mirror of us, and etc. In fact, it's something that I talk oftentimes in my channel.
Yeah.
But just to explain it, is what we are experiencing and thinking is just projected from our subconscious mind to out, and we create everything about our reality. But one question that I receive oftentimes: how do I create this person? No, you didn't create this person. It's your opinion about this person.
Yeah.
That just was projected from you to this person, and then you experienced this situation. No?
Yeah.
There's a little bit of sometimes of confusion.
Yep.
About the topic, but also in this I want to thank you so much, because you made these wonderful Neville nuggets.
Oh yes.
That I love so much.
You know, Alessandro, when I first made those, no one used to listen to them because they didn't understand what they were. Whereas now, I remember I did those first sort of 12 nuggets, Neville nuggets, and like people were like, no, I'm not going to watch that, because no one was watching those YouTubes. Whereas now, because Neville's much more watched than he was 6 years ago on YouTube. So yeah, now they're making more sense to people, I think.
No, absolutely. And everyone knows, in fact, there is an explosion also on Facebook groups that they talk about Neville.
Yes.
And I have noticed also many people that they share their experiences about Neville, and it's amazing. Also, I would like to mention every time that you collaborate with Dan Rajasthan, I love so much, and I watch him all the time.
I know, he's crazy, isn't he? He's crazy. He makes me laugh. He's just crazy.
No, he's amazing. I love also the way that he does, how he explains Neville, and
yes.
The way you and him are a wonderful match. So
yeah. We one of the viewers on his channel.
Oh yeah, yes.
Introduced us, I think. So that's how that came about a long time ago. Just this random person in the middle put us together.
It's amazing how things happen now.
Yeah.
When also you see the good in other people, also the opportunities comes to you, no? To connecting, to match with the good people, and really it's just amazing how everyone is in touch with the reality, and in fact thank people like you, and then it is just enjoyable to listen every time, each episode, and that's amazing. I love things that are not boring.
Not boring, no. I think we laugh more.
That's beautiful.
We bounce off each other, and we just make each other. I mean, he makes me laugh a lot, and then then you can't even talk because it's just
No, I know.
But
I
it's
know.
fun. It's fun. It's that thing of doing, as we talk about, if you do things that are fun and that make you laugh and that you enjoy yourself. And that's one of the things that I really enjoy is, we spend an hour together and we You know, sometimes I have to go and lay down for a while because he's made me laugh so much. I've got no more energy. So it's good. It's a good thing. It's just like being a kid, like being a kid.
No, it is the best way to be, you know?
Yeah.
Like having fun and smiling, laughing, and just enjoying the time together is basically beautiful, because also for the viewer, it's just something amazing that happened. There is this chemistry between the two of you that is undeniable. Sometimes my English. So
yes, I know what you mean. Yeah, you know what's funny, Alessandro, is some people think he's my specific person, and I said no, he's not.
No,
I get people emailing me saying, Dan's your specific person. It's like, no, he's not my specific person.
No, I understand, because people sometimes are curious about what there is behind behind the scenes, and how things happen. And what I can say, there is a wonderful chemistry between you and him, and it's amazing. And I know, because also many people ask me about my private life now.
Yes.
Oftentimes I have just to try to be a little bit in the middle, no? Just
in the middle, yeah.
It's not because I don't want to talk about my private life. It's just because for me, it's something that there are some things that I'm working constantly, especially about manifesting, and until that I create the reality that I want, I'm trying always not to share some thoughts.
That's right, especially while you're in the middle of it. Yeah, you keep it private while you're in the middle.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's amazing. But I love how people send to you emails about it now, because they want to know.
They do. They want to know. I didn't say anything for a long time. Probably this year or last year, I think I said a bit more about it. But I think too, there's the privacy for the other person. It's not just about you. It's about, just sharing a little bit, but not sharing your side of the story. Yeah, because another person has the right to be private if they're in a relationship with you. And you know, absolutely. Especially when you have a YouTube channel, you think, okay, I gotta let people know that I am practicing certain things. But like you said, you talk about it after, not while you're in the middle.
No. Yeah, and also because the most important thing is always also about self-respect, no?
Yeah.
This is another topic. It's very, very interesting. And before you learn that you need to respect yourself in the same way that you have to respect other people, no? Like the golden rule. Something very, very important. And in fact, what I always invite people is to understand deeply the importance also to create room, no? That things happen naturally. And before you learn how to love yourself, how to consider yourself as a priority, then you can really change your life in many areas. And always in science, we have to create our intentions first in our mind, and then we can see the evidence outside. Something very, very important that I always about that. In fact, manifesting today is not only a spiritual journey, but also is explained in science, no? And there are many movies that they can see now, and
that's true. There are more and more movies about that subject now.
Yeah, like Dr. Dispenza, no? He's one that he loves so much to read about his studies and his stories. It's just amazing about the power he has now.
And how he used his own mind to heal his broken spine.
Oh, wow.
That story is amazing. Without any operation, nothing. It was an incredible story of healing.
Yeah, it was the determination that he had, belief that he built. Because something also that we always need to remember is that when we study someone, we read about techniques and how to create our reality through our imagination. All of this knowledge was also created by people that they had their beliefs, no?
Yeah.
You are the creator of your own reality. You create your beliefs, no? And no one is judging you in the way that you create your own reality. In fact, Neville says, if you judge someone, you are going to create just torture for yourself, no?
Yeah.
And that's so real. And as soon that we are free from judgment, we are free as an individual, no?
Yeah. And that's a lifetime's work getting good at that. We have to keep practicing, don't we?
Always, always.
Yeah, yeah. It's just like you catch yourself, you know, having judgments, or you catch yourself with family, you know, because family, you've known them since you were born, or, you know, whoever, you just have certain people that you have to practice more and that. But what that's great, that's the thing that's wonderful about this, is you're never done, you're never finished. It's always another day to practice, you know, all these things that we talk about.
Always. In fact, it's something that I do all the time, especially because, you know, Italian families, they are so passionate, and also my family is a very passionate family. For example, we communicate love, not me personally, but between my mom, my grandmother, they just scream to each other.
Yeah.
They just scream, they are sharing love.
Yeah.
But it's just something cultural. It's not something that, but only if you deeply are inside your family, you can understand, no?
Yeah.
And all this drama, sometimes the drama is just created because we are used to, no? It's all about things that we were taught. And sometimes I have to go back now all my directions, because especially if I watch movies, sometimes I can say, yeah, man, but you know, okay, wait. Don't judge. Something that we have impressed within us and on ourselves. And I spent a lot of time just trying to reprogram, no? But to reprogram, I can say, not trying.
Yeah, and it's
a very important thing.
It is. Well, if you want to create something different, or you want to experience something different, you get more choosy about the thoughts you have. You get more choosy about who you spend time with. You get more choosy about looking after yourself, having more sleep, exercise. You get much more focused on all these little things that fit together, because you realize you only have 24 hours.
Absolutely. But in fact, I have to say, as soon as I started to practice self-love, I saw and I felt a change, a deep change, a very deep change within me. Now, for example, the simple statement, the simple affirmation, I am a priority, something, or I am freedom, I am awesome, I am good enough. Good enough is a big one. I felt the change within me, because I was not insecure in my life, but when I moved to New York, I was extremely insecure. I was extremely fearful, extremely needy, extremely, because at the beginning I felt, okay, would be easy. But as soon as I moved here, I just went through a long period of chaos, and I needed a lot of time, and I understood a lot of me, also because, for example, being a psychotherapist, I always helped my patients in the past overcoming depression, anxiety, schizophrenia, and the traditional psychology and psychotherapy is based on backwards, not to go on the trauma and to help them. And with the time, I felt exhausted, practically, always being there for them. But I got also success in my past career. Then I discovered the power of coaching, life coaching, that helps people to move forward. It was just a different direction, And then I went through my personal experiences, and I understood why I had always the need to feel um, to be considered like an hero, no, for others, not to always help people, but the reality was something that I had to realize within me, no, that I was looking for acceptance and for love, and then I consider myself also a priority was a huge step that I had to overcome, no? And then you really feel the change. You really feel empowered. You always, you feel like that you can do everything. Just if you, in fact, I am always in a constant positive mental diet. Something that I love so much. But also in this, we need to be careful because mental diet can be also understood like something difficult, something hard to do, no? But if you repeat yourself, I intend to do a wonderful mental diet in a very positive way, and I intend it will be fun. And always, all the time, I'm enjoying my process, no? Because I always repeat it is easy to create this stuff. It is easy to create this situation, no? And it is so wonderful, especially when things shows up that you have created, no? And
Alessandro, do you do, like when you do your affirmations and meditations for yourself, do you do it in English or in Italian?
This is a very interesting question. I had doubted myself for a long time if my subconscious mind was just perceiving in English or in Italian. But in reality, what we need always to understand and to remember that our subconscious mind just creates pictures. So as soon as we understand a specific language, we understand the meaning of every sentence, that we understand everything, our subconscious mind is impressed in the same way, no? So it can be Italian or can be English. Because I do what I do all the time, very methodic about that. I have a very specific process in the way that I manifest, no? In the morning, the first thing that I do, I meditate for 20 minutes. And I change periodically based on my goals. And after I script 5 or 10 or 15 things that I want to experience in the present time. And then I check each intentions that I made. And for example, last period, I always start with the small things, always to train my confidence about manifesting. For example, I intend for someone to wear a red shirt, or I intend to have a free cup of coffee, or I intend to find free parking, or someone to tell me something like that, no? I start with small things. And then after, when I experience my manifestation, just check off my each one, and the last period just I checked all my intentions that went through now.
Lovely.
No, it's just amazing. Many people think that in order to manifest we need to be happy, but in reality I manifested also in a neutral state.
Yes, me too.
Many times. And because if you think about, we just create this big intention, no? Sometimes the reason why it takes time, no? But if we just process that our manifestation is just normal, like everything that we do in our day, because we manifest 100% of the time, no? In everything that we do. So if we develop our awareness, no, towards our manifestation that are not a big deal, but are just normal things, no, really you get this neutral state of being, and you feel good, but at the same time not extremely excited because you already have what you want.
That's true.
No, that's just fascinating, and how everything happened, and every day I am excited just to create, no? And I really recommend everyone to try to manifest small things and then building their confidence. also in different areas of their lives.
Yeah.
Can be really useful, especially can help to boost the manifestation to be with the specific person or money or other thing. Because you can say after, okay, if I manifested all these small things, now I can manifest also this stuff. So you create confidence slowly, no?
That's true. The confidence builds over time.
Yeah, absolutely. That you get with the time, and
yep.
That's amazing. And also, I loved what you said in a few videos ago about the whispering technique, no? That people misunderstood the use of this technique, no? And really, I agree with you 100%, because sometimes they feel like that they have to control the situation. And I would like to know your opinion about it now, about controlling in general, and how, for example, they can easily allow the process.
You mean using the whispering technique?
Yeah.
I think from coaching, what I see is people use it to get. Now, there is an element of trying to influence something, but I think if your whispering technique is being used solely to get something for you, rather than something for you and another person to share, like going to a restaurant for a meal, or you go out on a date, or you go walking, holding hands on the beach, whatever it is, that it's something that you're sharing with the other person. So using the whispering technique to a specific person and saying, let's go and share a wonderful picnic on the beach together, rather than, I want you to take me out on a date and a picnic on the beach, which is quite controlling. It's doing it in a more gentle and much more including of the other person getting something too, I think. I think that's just a more mature way of using it, I would say.
Yeah, but in fact, it's also about talking about self-confidence. If you're confident about yourself and you wish the best for the other person, no? Thinking about the other person and see the good in them, you can really transfer. Because I used this technique, and then sometimes I love just to transform a little bit on my own use, no? Because I am very mental. I love to check all my thoughts every time as much I can, so that the negative thoughts they don't come and they don't take control of me, no? And it's something I practice all the time. And really, when you use the whispering technique, for example, you mentioned in another video that you use this technique for a coworker that you...
Oh, yes, for the coworker,
Yeah, I remember when you said that, and I love it. It was amazing, because you can see through this example from my story that you just wish the best to her. And I did the same thing about another person that was a friend of mine, that she started this new relationship with this guy that I didn't like, to be honest. What I did was just to create an intention, but wishing the best to find someone else that was good for this person. No? And after a while, just letting go, allowing that all things happen naturally, because at the end, letting go and allowing is just letting go all resistance that you have about the subject that you're trying to manifest, no? And after a while, this friend of mine found someone else that was good for her, and this other person found someone else for this person. So just letting the things just naturally come to you in a healthy way, in a very good way, and always finding the good in other people is a wonderful thing that you can really
Yeah, it is. It is. And it's fun to play around with it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. Whether it's a colleague or an ex or your boss or your mom or your brother, who it doesn't matter who it is, that you can try and practice using it. Yeah.
Absolutely. But
Yeah.
I can add also something. Everything is all about the story that we created about people around us. No? For
Yeah.
example, if all the time I say my mom always complain about something, she will always call me and complain about this stuff.
Yeah.
In fact, when I changed my perception, my story, even though I don't believe, no, because I'm
Mm.
thinking by now, after a while I'm persisting in my new story, just repeating myself the same story over and over. She just shifted and she
Yeah.
just changed some behaviors, no?
Lovely.
Yeah, it's just that we need to really take a look within us. And
Yeah. Full responsibility, isn't it?
absolutely. And about the full responsibility, many people, they think then they have also to attach blame, guilt about what they have created. But I think that it's just easier to admit that you created, take responsibility, and don't attach any meaning, because we are really meaning making machine.
Mm.
We give meanings about everything.
Yeah.
And if we free ourselves from all this and we give a good meaning about
Mm.
everything, every situation, every person, really our life shift in a very positive way.
Definitely. It
Yeah.
is the meaning we assign to things. We think something's happening and it makes us feel something, but you see that it's what you think of that situation, what you think about that person, what you think about your money, what you think about your work situation that causes you the feelings about it. But it happens so quickly. Sometimes you think, no, but yeah, it's an interesting thing. That process is a very interesting thing.
It is also because things happen even though you are not thinking about them. For example, you are talking with someone else, something that happened to me a few days ago. I was just distracted. I was talking with a colleague. This colleague just made a judgment about something else, and I just absorbed this information, and then I manifested in my physical reality immediately, just because I accepted. Now I said, okay. And it was not a nice experience. But what I did, I said, okay, now I understand why I'm living this situation. Now I can correct. So I did all my process about clarity of the desire, etc., and I adjusted the situation that I was going through now. And it is very important. You can change situation and you can revise every single thing. The most important thing is not to question why it's not working, etc., why not questioning when you manifest.
Yep.
Just believe in yourself and have faith. Faith,
Mm.
because you are, every one of us we are the only creator of our own reality. And also the concept sometimes of free will or no free will is something that discussed.
That's a big topic too, isn't it?
Yeah, for me it is fascinating, but if we understand this concept from that we create from our eyes
Yeah.
to out, it's not that we can change from out to us, no? And the concept of free will, every one of us have free will. But when you create your own reality, you are the only one to have free will. No? And it's just the way that we explain things need to be always clear and specific, because people just take one thing without listening.
Yes.
And in fact, I'm
Yeah,
very
and so
careful.
many people say different things about it on YouTube. I understand why people get confused. I really do, because it's a big, again, the interpretation is different depending on who's interpreting it. And Neville, Joseph, Florence, they're all dead. They can't defend themselves as to what they meant.
Yeah, but we are intelligent human beings, no? even though I'm reading a book about Florence Scovel or about Neville Goddard or about someone else, I understand that there is their vision, is their experience with that. It's not what we are experiencing right now. We are writing pages of our life every single minute, and it's all about the interpretation, the perception, you are reading, and then you are projecting out. And really take everything in a very diligent and in a very to be careful about what everyone is, what we are learning and what we watch. In fact, I always try not to use strong words because I know the effect that it can have on people, and I know that some words have effect on me. And so it is a very important the way that we just
three of those words would be money, God, and specific person.
I'm very careful also about, I can say in fact that some things that I love, also the word God, etc., I just practice in my private, because sometimes we forget that everything that we create is coming from us, within us. No, it's something very important, because sometimes I react about things that happens, and you have always to remember to be aware that you have to change from within you, no, not from that side. Not avoiding reacting to what you are experiencing right now, because it's only the result of old thoughts, old programming. No? And if you don't react at the moment about things that you don't like, you really can recreate and create room. No? And I'm learning, I'm becoming good about that. So what I do, okay, I don't like this thing. Okay, instead of this, I affirm what I really want. So no, that's amazing.
It is. It's wonderful practice.
Absolutely. In fact, I embrace also what you say all the time, to be careful about what people learn, and always to pay attention, because there is a lot of information out there. But they need to just embrace manifesting like easy, but it need to be fun, not need to be that they are drained. Absolutely.
And I think too, it's if you're going to listen, whether it's a book or a YouTuber or a family member or a friend, that you really take advice from people that have created what you want, rather than people that are just talking about it, because it's very different to talk about it than to have experienced it and are still living it today.
Absolutely.
I think it's very important.
But in fact, connecting about this point, I can say that we oftentimes ignore the power within ourselves, because in reality we have always answers about what we're looking. If we just give the opportunity to our subconscious mind and the superconscious to just work for us, no? Sometimes when I have a doubt or I need some advice from someone, maybe I ask someone to understand different perspective than mine. But when I just made few intentions about, I intend to, for my subconscious mind to reveal about this situation, what is the best way to proceed. After a while, I just feel like that I'm receiving the download of my question answer, and really I invite everyone to try, because it is just amazing. And instead of wasting your time just asking people for how can I say for
looking for reassurance all the time on the outside.
Reassuring yourself through and try to find that other people, because oftentimes they are just sharing something contrary or what you would like to hear. No? That's amazing. Absolutely. Oh, really, I'm enjoying this conversation, and I hope also in future to have the opportunity to have many others. But
Sure, we can do that. Yeah, you just let me know, and we'll say to be continued.
okay, okay, absolutely. Thank you so much for
My
the
pleasure,
idea, and
Alessandro.
really I enjoyed every single minute.
Me too, me too. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you for coming here, and I can wait to see you soon.
Okay.
Okay, I just yeah. Oh.